Hey guys, welcome to CodeOrbit. So today we will be solving one of the most famous problems in LeetCode, that is called the two-sum problem. So before beginning our main problem solving, I would like you to guys to know how to solve any problem on LeetCode, because I know many people and me myself have faced the same problem. Like, how do you write code on these coding platforms like LeetCode, Codeforces, etc. So like in any normal programming language, and we will be using C++ in this video. So in C++ we just declare a variable, and we sorry for that, we take our input by the standard input method. And so in LeetCode we don't need to do all this. What LeetCode does, it has its own main function internally which takes the user input, and you just need to return output of this function here, and you just write your whole code here. This is here we write your code. So first of all, let us understand what this line says. So this line here, we can see there is a two-sum function which has the parameters nums and target, and it will return a vector of integer type, vector, or you can say array of integer type. So let's see a problem. In a problem, it is given that an array of integer nums and an integer target return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to the target. So what it is saying that, like here you are given an array and a target number, target value, and you need to return the index of those two values from the arrow whose sum is equal to the target. So here we can see that in 2, 7, 11 and 15, 2 and 7 sum is equal to 9, which is our target. So we have written in output 0, 1. And one thing I would like you to really focus on is the constraint in any problem. And most of the time people just skip this and go to the solution part, but you just need to scroll down and see what are the constraint givens. So here it is given that nums array length cannot exceed 10,000 and it is at least 2, and it is also given for any values in target what it is. And here the main point which is given, only one valid answer exists, so we don't need to worry about multiple test cases or multiple answers. And here it is also given that it has exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. Now focus on this as we are going to use it in the upcoming part. So here let us say, and to tell you all, we are going to using the most beginner approach in this video for solving this, that is going to be the nested loops approach. So whenever we learn a programming language, the first important thing that we learn is loops, and we will solve it by using loops. So let's say here it is an array consisting of 1, 2, 11 and 15, and the target t is, let's say, 3. So we need to return the indexes of those two elements whose sum is equal to 3. And so here 0, 1 is the output, which is the index of 1 and 2. So what we will do is we will create a loop over this array which will start from 0 index and go up to n, which is length, and we will increment our I, and we will create another loop inside it which will have j. Now remember what I said to focus about in the question part, that we cannot use the same element twice. So instead of starting j from 0, we will start it from I plus 1, and we will take j up to the length of the array and j plus plus. Now why I plus 1 is important is because suppose you have 1 to 11 and 15. Suppose I has value 1 at the start, so it will add 1 to 1, then it will check for 1 to 2, then it will check for 1 to 3 or whatever the value is, and 1 to 5. So it will create an unnecessary duplicate matching case where it will sum I plus j where both are the same, and we do not want to use this same element twice. So we will do is I plus 1, so it will just check these 3 remaining cases. So yeah, and now we will just, let me erase this. So now we will just write a logic, that is, if I'm writing n for short, n of I, or maybe we should write nums, sorry. Nums of I plus nums of j should be equal to t, or whenever it is equal to t, what I want is to return. Remember I said that you don't print the output, you just return your output to the function I comma j, and it is also to be remembered that the function takes an array return type. So yeah, this was the solution. Now let's code our solution here. What we will do is, let's say first we will get the length of the array. Here we can see that nums.size function is used in C++ to get the size of an array, and we will create an outer loop and an inner loop of j, which will start from, remember, I plus 1, and j will go up to n j plus plus. Now the main condition, nums of j is equal to target, then we will just return our array consisting of the 2 indexes. Now here is the complete solution, but when I try to run this, you will see that it will throw an error. Let's see. Here it is saying compilation error, use of undeclared identifier. Okay, sorry. So first of all, we will declare it. My bad. And now you can see that there is another error called void function does not return a value. So why does this happen? So remember I told you that this function takes a return type of an array. So an array is only returned when this condition is satisfied, but the compiler doesn't know that there is a condition like this or not. We know that there is a valid condition, but the compiler doesn't. So what we will do is, if there is no such case, return an empty array. But since there is a solution for it every time, it will always return this. But for compiler, we need to write this, that if there is no such condition, return an empty array. Now we will run this code, and you can see that all my test cases have been passed, and you can submit your code here for all other test cases. And here we can see that all 63 test cases have been passed. And yeah, so that's it guys. That was for the two-sum problem using the nested loops method. Hope you liked the video, and if there is any feedback, just drop it down in the comment section and let me know if you have any other coding problems. So thank you. Bye bye.